How you end your speech, how you end your presentation, how you end your keynote address is very important. The way you end it can just create that transformation. It can even be somebody's light bulb moment. So practicing and learning how you're going to end your presentation is very important. And that's why one of the major things that you need to avoid as a speaker is ending your presentation or your session in a haste, meaning you have overused your time and you're trying to round up quickly. So learn how to use the time you were given. And one of the most important things that you can do is learn to break your presentations into time. You can do that in your mind. I like to do that a lot. I have how long I'm going to use in my opening address and greetings and whatever, introduction, the body, stories. If I'm telling a story within my presentation, I know how long I'm going to use to tell that story. 1 minute, 40 seconds, 2 minutes is very important, because when you are also able to use your time effectively, you don't close under pressure and you are not worried that time is running out. There's nothing like this. There's not enough time. As if you are given 1 hour, that is the time you have been given. Make good use of it. Avoid in the midst of your presentation and you're saying that, oh, I wish there was enough time, I should have done this. Except you are not informed. One of the most important questions I always ask when somebody is paying me to come speak is, how long do I have for this session? If we agree 45 minutes, 1 hour, then when I'm designing my presentation, when I'm designing my content, I am designing my content to fit the 1 hour. I was given 1 hour and I'm going to give them what is best for that 1 hour. And it must be a memorable experience. If it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever, work within that time. And one of the most important things you have to get right within that time is how you close, how you end your presentation. Memorize your final sentence. That's the first thing that you can do. Learn to memorize your final sentence. Oh yes, you can depend on your PowerPoints on a couple of things, but you see your opening and your closing, make sure they're stuck in your head. Take time and memorize your final words. Final words where you can leave. You forget about the PowerPoint presentation. You forget about the pulpit or the table. Personally, for me, I have the way I stand, my body movement, and my facial expression when I'm about to close a session on stage. I have practiced it and I use it, and it's always so amazing because your closing remarks can spark transformation. I can give somebody the light bulb. Take time, practice, and memorize your final sentence. Make a direct eye contact. Create the emotions. Make sure that you drive the message into the heart of your audience. This can help create a lasting impression and make your speech very memorable. As I was just talking about this, I was already entering the mood. I have a mood for closing my speeches. And it is so inside of me that as I was just talking about this, I was almost getting into that realm. Right? Number 2 is end with a call to action. Always add a call to action anytime you're about to end. Add something that you are giving to your audience. I am recommending you to go do this and this and this. End your speech with a call to action that motivates your audience to take action based on your solutions, based on what you have to give. As I said in one of the modules, I like to do this by giving timelines. I can say, okay, in the next couple of weeks, let's say 8 weeks, record 2 videos every week. And in all of these videos where you're practicing how to speak and deliver a speech, always make sure that you end with a memorable final sentence that you have crafted, you have practiced, and is stuck in your head. That's a call to action for you. Number 3, use an inspiring quote. Yes, you can use an inspiring quote to end your presentation. Right? A quote that captures the feeling, a quote that captures your overall message, a quote that, is so powerful. It could be a quote or somebody's quote. I have a quote that I always use a lot. It's always almost like my last words that I used when I leave the stage. And the quote is, hope is hopeless without action. Thank you. God bless you. Then I end my session. Another one that I use is also my quote, which is, relevant knowledge without implementation is useless. Go do something with what you just learned today. Right? When you end it that way, you create a good experience. You can also end with a story. Many times I like to end with a story of one of my clients or one of my students who have gone through any of my sessions or coachings or consulting, and they've recorded some success. And I pick a story that relates to the main message, and I tell that story because people like to hear success stories of people that are like them. Or sometimes I tell my story and I run it up and I say, if you implement and practice, someday I will tell your story and inspire other people. Number 5, summarize key points. Yes, you can also conclude by summarizing key points. Summarize the key points of your presentation to reinforce your message and help your audience remember what you said. Sometimes you can go a step further and say, if you forget everything that I have told you today, don't forget these 2 key things. Write it down. State it, and you state it, and you round up. And what I want to end with is that you can combine any of these to give an incredible, memorable closing remarks. You can combine call to action with a quote. You can combine a story with a quote, a story with a call to action. Whatever that works for you, that you're good at it, make sure you use it, and don't leave your closing remarks to chance as a speaker. Keep building. Cheers.